The coming into effect of the Petroleum Industry Act has started paying off for Nigeria, with a renewed commitment by Total Energies to invest more in the oil and gas sector of the nation's economy. President Muhammadu Buhari extracted this commitment in Paris, France, when the Chief Executive Officer of the multinational oil company, Patrick Pouyanne, paid him a courtesy visit. State House Correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the President of the Islamic Development Bank also came calling.
Although the implementation process of the Petroleum Industry Act has just started, the impact of the new law is already being felt in the nation's oil and gas sector. For Total Energies, a multinational oil company, President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to France provided an opportunity to not only reconnect but reaffirm its commitment to the nation's economic growth and development. During the engagement, lasting about 40 minutes, the Chief Executive Officer of the company, Patrick Pouyanne, commended the President for his courage and commitment towards achieving a competitive and resilient oil and gas sector in Nigeria. He said with the various obstacles and uncertainties in the critical economic sector now giving way, Total's presence in Nigeria's economy will be enhanced, as explained by the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Patrick Pouyanne.
This engagement is about Total making commitments to their presence in Nigeria. They are going to make additional investment because of the PIA, and Mr. President has also given them his support. For us, that is actually the initial gain we expected, because if your investors, those who are already in the country, are not satisfied, then you will have problems. But at least they have signaled to the rest of the world that Nigeria has now become a very attractive investment environment. So we're expecting others to also come in. But at least initially, those who are with us have indicated their confidence in the new legislative environment, and we're quite happy about it.
Total is one of our most reliable partners in the country. They have been the major supplier of gas to the energy plant, and also from them we have most of the commitments that we see going forward. So we're very happy that they made this commitment to Mr. President, and we also are sure now that the PIA is paying off. The fiscal environment is being appreciated by all and sundry in the industry, particularly our major partners. And this is where we're going. And of course, they are also going to engage us in the transition process where we can move into the renewables and other sources of energy. It is a very good meeting.
The Nigerian leader also granted audience to the President of the Islamic Development Bank, Dr. Muhammad Suleiman Al-Jasser, explaining why his administration is committed to an infrastructure renaissance for Nigeria. The country, he explained, is struggling hard on infrastructure, as there can be no sustainable development without it, especially roads, rail, power, airports and housing, which the government is committed to providing in the past 6 years. President Buhari thanked the IDB for its help so far, saying, however, that greater cooperation and support are still needed from the bank, which its president, Dr. Muhammad Suleiman Al-Jasser, promised to consider.
I was honored to have the opportunity to meet with His Excellency the President, a very well-known figure on the international stage. I told him Nigeria is a very important country and member of the Islamic Development Bank, and I was very happy and proud to see the level of activity that we have in terms of projects that are ongoing, some projects that have already been completed, and projects that are on the drawing board for Nigeria. I have noticed how His Excellency is very much focused on infrastructure, which is very understandable from a leader of his stature. So I congratulated him on the priorities that he has set for Nigeria, and we look forward to deepening the relationship with Nigeria and to provide any help we can from the Islamic Development Bank.
Dr. Muhammad Suleiman Al-Jasser assumed duty as President of the Islamic Development Bank in July this year. From Paris, France, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.